Most students know that we have a broadcast journalism elective because of the morning announcements, but I don't think that most students really understand what we do in the class or how you get into it. I think there's a misconception that I have to ask you to be in it, and that's definitely not the case. The class is open to any high school student, so that would include current 8th graders who meet the prerequisites that are on the course description. And then once you're in the class, you're welcome to take it more than once. I've had students who have taken it multiple years, as long as you're meeting my deadlines and requirements. So what we do in the class, obviously you anchor the morning announcements every few weeks, but then you also do behind the scenes work that nobody really knows exists, like run the production unit, the teleprompter, the soundboard, visuals, the cameras. On top of that, you create all of the content that you see on our morning broadcasts and on our YouTube channel. So any visual or graphic that you see, that's created by a student. Our interviews, the beginning and ending videos that you see on the announcements, special segments, feature stories, all of that is created by students. If you're a senior in the class, you get to create the senior video at the end of the year. And then we also usually do several big projects a year, whether those are for the school or for the community. Some of the ones in the past that we've done include the veteran video, the Shop Small one that we did this year, and the HGTV Hometown Takeover. So you're usually involved in some pretty big projects as well. Through all of that, you're learning a ton about videography, you're learning some basics of journalism, and then also a lot of video editing as well. There are many reasons why I would encourage students to take this class. One of the biggest reasons that I like this class is because you are creating real content for a real audience. I'm sure you've all experienced the frustration of spending hours and hours on an assignment or a project, and the only person who ever sees it is the teacher who grades it. That is never going to happen in broadcast. For everything you create, at least several hundred people are going to see it, the people in this school building and then outside of it as well. Since we use social media, often our views are in the thousands. So all of the work that you put into a project, many people are going to see that, and you're not going to get that in many other of your classes. In addition to that, you're going to talk to people that you never would have talked to in any other situation, and you're going to learn things that you never would have learned in any other environment. You will be interacting with all different kinds of people. Your classmates, elementary students, teachers, administrators, community members, business owners, government officials, Antwerp graduates, veterans. Again, those experiences that you're just not going to get in any other class. Another thing I really like about this class is that you become the face of our school. Since you anchor the morning announcements, people know who you are. And I've seen this many times. I've heard students share this with me many times, that they'll be walking in the hall and an elementary kid will come up and say, "Hey, I saw you on the morning announcements," or they'll be at a ball game on the weekend and a parent or a community member will come up and say, "You did a great job the other morning," or "I really loved that story that you posted on Facebook the other day." You not only become the face of our school, while you are doing that, you are developing some serious communication skills. The truth is that 99% of students aren't ever going to be broadcast anchors, but most students are going to be in some kind of career or profession where they have to communicate in a variety of different ways. I completely understand that going in front of a camera in front of the whole school seems very unappealing to many of you. I get that. I know that it's intimidating, but I promise that most students who come through the program say in the end that it wasn't nearly as bad as they thought, and they got used to it pretty quickly. So if you know that you're looking into a profession or a career where communication is going to be key, I highly encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and give this class a try. And likewise, if you are going into a career where you're going to have to do any kind of videography, video editing, or really any type of visual communications like graphic design, this is a course that you need to take. You're going to learn so much, and you get to use some really cool, expensive equipment. And last, most students enjoy taking broadcasts because of the atmosphere. It's usually a small class, so you get to know your other classmates and me pretty well. There are some nice perks that come with the job. I do most of my instruction the first 9 weeks of school, and then the rest of the school year is pretty self-driven. You're just completing projects and meeting your deadlines. I'm not going to lie and say that it's not stressful at times. It is, but I think that most students you talk to are going to say that it's very rewarding and very worthwhile.